Hello everyone and welcome to the first episode of Carte Blanche, where we get to talk about anything we feel like that's hopefully carte related. I'm Desron and today with me is Sanis, Tracy and Pandrum, and the topic today is gonna be burnout. Basically, people just burning out and quitting the game or stopping to play the game, and it's happening to all the top players. Every month, we're constantly losing good players. Pandrum almost quit the game because of burnout, and I've basically reduced the amount of time I spent in this game greatly. I've down to just making videos. I'm not sure how much do you guys still play Trace and Sanis?
Honestly, after the fallout of the last top 32 tournament, where the German server made me lose the participation at least, I'm not going to play Carte unless they are going to make reasonable prizes for reasonable amounts of time played. Well, playing a whole month to try to get top 32 was absolutely useless for me this month. And it's highly annoying.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even make it to top 32, but it was still way too much of a grind for me.
Yeah, me, last 2 months I played enough to get into the top 100. Last month
Yeah.
I played enough to get into the top 100, and then sort of stopped once I hit about 45 and dropped to about 46, 47 or something.
Yeah.
But then when I found out that the German GMs put a veto on paying out any rewards for the top 100, even though Rico said he'd probably be up for it. Now it seems that the only way to get decent rewards is to get into the top 32, and even then, all you really get is a chance at winning a few more, maybe 30 LC if you lose in the first game. And to me, a month of heavy grinding against the massive amount of farmers that are there just doesn't seem worth it. So
well, the thing
now
is, the payout is not even that good. If you win it, how much do you get? I can never remember off the top of my head. Huh?
200 LC.
200 LC, right?
That's the top price.
That's the top place, which translates into about, what was it, 8 packs? No, less. It's 6 packs and a bit.
Yeah, so basically 7 packs. It's definitely not worth it grinding a month for that.
So, I agree entirely. I ran some calculations last month, and to have a chance at the top 32, people were playing 4 or 5 tournaments a day. The top players for like the top 5 spots are playing 10 tournaments a day. I mean, that's insane.
yeah, and it's just not worth it for the small possibility of a smallish reward.
I mean,
Especially when you consider that the reward that they get is equivalent to maybe $10-20, which is pittance in compared to what a lot of players are just dumping into the game on their first or second day anyway.
yep. I mean, 7 packs, that's how much. Let's see, I'm gonna open the shop. So 7 packs is gonna be 15k silver per pack, so 7 is about 890k. So it's the 1620, basically what they call it, silver coin pack.
Yeah, I think if you just stick $20 in, I think you get a similar amount just after sort of everything, basically.
Yeah, basically. So you get 20 bucks out of the whole deal for playing, I mean, 10 tournaments a day. Even assuming you're playing a rush deck, you're still spending at least 20 hours logged in, because tournaments every 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, I was now 2 months in a row in the top 32, and I never played 10 tournaments a day, or only about 4 to 6.
Yeah, well, that's why I said, just to like the bottom of the 32, you were 4 to 6 tournaments a day, which is still, you're looking at 8 to 12 hours. Like,
Yeah.
you might not
Yeah,
be...
it's still a lot.
You're spending half your day doing this. I mean, you might be doing other stuff between tournaments, but every 2 hours you have to come back. which
Yeah,
That
the,
was
the system isn't good anyways. It should be different. There should be an ELO system and real tournaments, not every 2 hours.
Well, thank God they're fixing that at least.
yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't actually mind the tournament being every 2 hours because that means that I can find one or two a day that fit me if I'm if I could be bothered doing it.
Yeah, but that's only if you are a casual player. If you are a competitive player, you want to play the tournaments to be in the top.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, while I don't mind the tournament being every 2 hours, I don't think it should reward you for playing in every single one of them with tournament points. Like
yeah. I think that seems to be why they want to introduce the ELO system, just
Yeah.
to prevent people just spamming tournaments and losing and
I
not really
mean, there
getting
was a
any.
guy last month who ended up, I believe, higher than me, who had 40 wins or like 60 wins, something ridiculously low.
Was that the Japanese player 3 or the Vietnamese amazing? Because they both had really
Yeah,
bad
amazing.
ratios. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, but I think they made it like that because one of them had like 120 points and only 3 wins. That's not
Yeah.
possible. That's just trolling the system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
371 points and 59 wins. That's
Yeah.
what Amazing had, and he finished higher than me when I had 136 wins.
Yeah, it's just a really bad system.
It is.
The ELO system really can't come soon enough, and I really hope they don't mess it up and do something stupid
Yeah.
with it.
Well, I mean, they don't even have to go with an ELO system if they just limited that so that only the first like X tournaments a week actually counted towards your tournament points. It would solve a lot of problems really quickly. I mean, yes, ELO is nicer, but well, we'll see. Like, them working on it doesn't guarantee that it's gonna come next month, kind of thing. So I would rather have a reasonable solution now than a promise of an amazing solution sometime down the road.
Well, I really think they'll solve this the coming month because they already pushed back trading, presumably to solve this.
Well, no, they push back trading because they want to push it back. Let's be honest here.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I said presumably.
Yeah.
If they don't fix yellow system and they keep pushing back trading, people will become even more furious. They need to push out yellow this month, whether it is good or bad.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, bad ELO will end up working just as badly as this. I mean,
Well,
what
let's
you'll
see
have is
what
people
will
playing like 5 tournaments, maxing, hitting a ridiculously high ELO, and never playing against for the whole months.
Well, let's hope it's not going to be a bad yellow, because if it's going to be bad, well, people will cry again.
It's not
I
a
think
question.
if they're doing ELO, there has to be a minimum amount of games you have to play to get ranked. Otherwise, it's just going to be like you said. People will do maybe 3 or 4, get a couple of wins, and then just stop.
I think you get points subtracted from your total if you don't play an amount of games each week or something like that. Or at least that's how it's supposed to be.
Well, I mean, ELO, DK, and stuff. It can be done. I'm not saying it can't be done. I'm just saying that they don't encourage a lot of trust in me at this point in time. Because everything they touch, no matter how good it sounds on paper, ends up being a lot worse than it sounded.
Well, truth be told, the game itself is very well made. So basically,
No, the actual the mechanical game itself is amazing. It's the only
So-
reason people are
I
crying and not just like walking away.
I think the hate should be directed towards the people asking them to limit the free stuff we get, because they're the ones making more money.
But that's the thing, they're killing the community. I
Yes,
mean,
they don't think about that, and I presume that's the whole point of it.
I mean, if you look at the first months, you had people like Trippy Worms, like I'm just looking,
Yeah, he's gone.
Yeah, he's gone. I mean, that guy.
WSCP gone. Riddery gone.
Well,
Yajin
in theory,
Everybody's
that
gone.
as well.
Joker is gone. I mean, people didn't like him that much, but he still put a lot of time and effort into it.
He went,
Joker's,
went
yeah,
away.
Joker's, he's a fun guy, but now he's just gone. Well, he doesn't seem to see the point in all the farming when he can just go and play Guild Wars or something.
Yeah,
He
but
didn't
here's
even
the
notice he was gone.
yeah, but so if you look at the top, you see WSCP. I mean, was taking a break. He might come back, might not. I don't know. 3P Worms, he's gone. I mean, that guy basically defined how Black Dexter played Black Control. Like,
Yeah.
he was the guy who built Black Control. Everyone else is just building on what he did. And he's gone. Sangriel was a really good player too. He's gone. Whitefire, I haven't seen him in a while. I don't know
Yeah,
if he's
I've seen him in
playing.
a while. He had a really nice red deck as well.
Yeah, Whitefire was the red player. Like, all these actually good players, not just players who grind a lot. They're gone. Joker is gone. I don't really know any of the... Osviet is still playing. Ridori is still around, but again, she's not like grinding anymore. That's
Yeah,
what I
she's
said.
not playing. She's just she's like me now. She's just doing the events, like the community helper event, which I'm
She's
gonna
like a
plug.
girl in the game, she's chatting all day long.
Yeah, that's what... I mean, that's me,
Yeah.
if we're being perfectly honest. Like, I'm doing other stuff, but haven't played a game in like 2 days. I mean, Median, he's still around, I think, but again, he's...
Yeah, he's not playing much. He's just
No.
sort of here and there.
Yeah.
NEBRYJA, Nabrigia, I don't know how you pronounce his name. He's in our crew. He's a really nice guy as well. He's pretty much gone.
Yeah.
I don't see Shiro Kane much anymore either.
IKD no P, I don't see him online. He's back to League of Legends. I mean, he still logs in, but that's about it.
Mr. Burks, don't see him.
Oh, he was gone a month ago.
Yeah.
So, like, if you go to the list, you realize, like, all the best players, they make it, and then they make it, they work really hard to make it, and then they go, well, that was a waste of time, I'm gonna do something else.
Yes.
Yep.
They just realized that we worked and we didn't get anything in return. The only thing that really pleased me was the first month, because Rico gave us the extra CC, but if I wouldn't have gotten that, and well, if I didn't hope we get that this month as well, I wouldn't have bothered this month either.
Exactly.
Agreed.
Yeah, that was the reason I was fighting for top 100.
And the thing as well, I mean, I spoke to Rico about that, and he said he'd be happy to give it out again this month if the EU GMs would be as well. But it was the EU GMs that vetoed it, and I don't understand why. There seems to be no logical reason for them to say no, we're not going to give you rewards. Deal with the nothing rewards you have. So.
Well, the thing is, UGMs have to pay out about like 10 times as many rewards as an AGMs. I mean, if I'm looking through the top...
Why? Because EU has only Germany in theory, because I'm from Europe and I'm at US service.
Yeah, but there are way more Germans playing the game than the rest of the world, except Korea and Japan.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, really.
Nice.
There are like 3 or 4 times more Germans than anyone else.
I didn't know that. That's a nice thing to know.
I mean, also like, it depends like which client you sign up through, if you speak English or not, but a lot of people would end up being on you's shoulders basically.
Well, looking at the top 32 from the month just gone, there's just as many North American as there would be German. So it is pretty tight on their behalf to go, actually, no.
No, it's not even close. It's mostly Koreans, Japanese, Germans. I mean,
Yes.
Americans you have like, what, Amarilis, Sunnis, and that's it?
No, this is for the whole top 100 payout. So if you've got a lot of people there that aren't on the German servers.
Well, the thing is, a lot of them could be on the European servers too.
Yes, but there are a lot of Germans. Yes.
I would say it's unlikely. I mean, I'm European and I'm on the American server. I think most Europeans are on the American
I
server
can't-
because it's got English language support rather than German support.
Yes, but most of that country next to Germany, Austria went to Germany as well.
Yeah.
Alright, but if you look at other Europeans, like Carlitos Ming, Italian, he's on the American server.
Yeah.
Kurt on Hungarian, American server.
FSO American server, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, there's even some Germans on there that are on the American server. So to say that they're not going to pay out because they'd have to pay out more is a bit tight. And even if they did have to pay out more, it wouldn't be substantially more. And
Also,
even if
they're
it was
making more
substantially,
money.
We don't
Because,
get any rewards anyway, so they might as well pay out something to keep people interested.
well, I'm not saying they shouldn't. I'm saying that that was one of the excuses they gave us why they wouldn't increase prize support for Sunday Night Carte. Because again, Rico was perfectly willing to pay out prizes to the top 8, not just the top 2.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, I'm really happy they pay anything at all right now, because Sunday Night 1 and Sunday Night 2 they said they don't pay anything if we don't make an own effort, an own prize.
yeah, so basically they made us, well, us, I'm including myself as a bystander here. They made Pandrum spend like 10 EU to get $15 prize pool.
It's a bit harsh.
I really don't understand why there is so. Can't they just pay out prizes, not in CC, because I presume they have to pay for the CC because it's related to Game Campus. But can't they give out prizes that's only in Carte, like Silver or LC, and make everybody happy?
Just while we're quickly on that subject, when people logged in today, did you find 4 extra LC in your
Yeah,
account?
that's your top 100 prize.
You're gonna
Yeah,
laugh. 4 LC for top 100.
Yep.
yeah, that's pathetic.
I didn't even
Tight
notice it.
bastards.
I didn't even notice it until they pointed out to me.
They should at least not insult us with it.
Yeah, exactly. At that point,
Yeah,
I
I mean,
was
I only noticed because I had 14 last night when I logged out, and I logged in this morning and had 18. I thought, hang on.
something's off.
Yeah.
It's really, really insulting, honestly.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. Aaron has just said in our crew chat that you get 2. Everybody, I think, seemingly regardless of top 100 or not, gets 2 LC for every member of their region who won the top 32 tournament. So there was 2 Koreans and 2 global, because 1 Japanese and I think it was Cecil. Did Cecil win it? Yeah, Cecil DK and a Japanese guy. So 2 global and 2 Koreans. So
That
everybody got 4 LC,
that
2 each.
that is so pointless.
That would
No.
also explain why nobody. Surely we would have got them last time, because I think we had 1 global winner last time. Phil, I'm sure he won. Yeah, look.
Yeah, Phil Tyson won.
Yeah, Phil won.
He played Mercy.
I don't understand. Everything they make, the EU server GMs, it's like they're trying to force the people to buy cards without any real reason to buy the card.
Yeah.
Well-
People compare this to Magic and they go, oh, Magic is a lot more expensive.
Yes,
But-
but you get real cards. You can sell the real cards if you don't like them anymore.
Well, not even selling. You can go and actually play in tournaments with actual prizes. It's a very novel idea, I realize that. But
Being able to use them for something.
Win
Yeah.
thousands of dollars.
spending, here's the thing, spending $100 and 5 or 6 hours a day for a $10 prize, or spending $300 for a $2,000 prize pool in a tournament, or even 20 packs or whatever in one tournament, like Friday Night Magic.
Yeah.
After all the drafts and everything, you spend I don't remember how it works out, but you end up getting a bunch of packs and everything.
Yes, I know, you're getting quite a lot for your little investment.
Yeah.
I got quite a lot of World of Warcraft cards from my days when I played tournaments. And I didn't invest a dime aside the tournament participation prize.
Yeah. So, And I mean, if they keep this up, they're gonna lose everyone who is not like just
A
botting.
farmer.
Yeah,
Not exactly a farmer. The super rich people will remain because to them most likely $1,000 doesn't matter
but
because
that's
how
the
else
thing.
can you
The
Those
explain?
thing is, who are they going to then play against? Because they're only. I mean, there's only going to be a small amount of people that are putting in that much money. So
Well, sure,
the really only fun competition they'll have is against each other because they're not going to enjoy playing against farmers. Nobody enjoys playing against farmers.
yeah, but here's the
So
thing also. Okay, you put in $1,000, you build the best deck you can build. I mean, I didn't put in like anything like that, but I have a reasonable deck, right? I can like a competitive deck, but I'm not willing to put in the time. So yeah, you put $1,000 in. That's not gonna make you not need to play in 5 tournaments a day. Because if you put $1,000 in, you're paying for the big money, which is I'm using that term very very loosely. But you're basically playing for the top 32, and the entrance threshold for that is about 5 tournaments a day.
Yes, it's a bit funny how you can't even participate in the top 32 without investing a lot of time after spending a lot of money.
I mean, you don't even need that much money. It's just mostly time. You can
Yeah.
probably get away with, like,
$100, it's perfectly okay to get an okay deck.
yeah, if
You
you're
won't
willing
get
to spend
something
more
involved.
time and if you're willing to go like 8 tournaments a day, you can get away with a pretty crappy deck and no play skill.
Just look at Joker. He played an almost basic and common deck. The only rare he had was the 4-3 attack, 4 attack, 3 health Rusher guy from a spy.
Yeah.
That's the only rare I saw in the deck.
I mean, he
He
had
done
an
very well.
underpowered but a pretty well-tuned deck, and yeah, just add a lot of time to it, and that was enough.
Yeah, like Triple Worms didn't spend a single euro in it and was in the top.
Yeah,
well, in fairness, Trippy, like me, spent quite a lot of time on the free CC pages.
yeah, so he effectively spent money. I mean, just because it didn't come out of his pocket.
Okay. Didn't know that. He just said once that he didn't pay anything.
Yeah, he didn't
Yeah, I mean,
pay
technically,
anything, but
like
he did
me, he
a fee.
hasn't paid anything, but we've done free CC in order to get, well, like some basic
Well,
decks and maybe a couple of
I've done
boosters. But
quite okay without paying only $20 because I couldn't do any free CC because well, my country sucks.
yeah, I think both Trippy and I did about $20 worth of free CC, something like that.
Yeah, I mean,
It's really time consuming though. I can't be asked to do it anymore.
No, but that's the whole thing. This game is grind this, grind that, grind here for the 5 wins of the day, the 10 wins, the 15, the 25. Then grind LC to upgrade your heroes, then grind LC to upgrade your rares into what do you call them? CEs, into CE, so you can get the rares that you need, because sometimes it's easier to get a rare, transform it into C and exchange that and exchange your rare, depending on the set. And like you do all of that, and it's like, thanks for doing all of this, here's nothing at the end. Because here's the thing, the grind is pretty bad, but there's nothing at the end of it. At the end of the day, you do all the grinding for nothing. There's no reward for it. They're not even giving you like a pat on the back, congratulations, you've achieved something. It's yeah, so we're gonna give that a chance to pass. And yeah, at the end of the day, it's kind of like, well, congratulations, here's to LC for everyone. Like,
that's 2 commons basically, if you put it. There's 2 commons for everybody.
It's not even that, it's...
Well, I did get a rare out of my free LC. I get the super blue rare. GG for me.
One
the
pack.
one from the new set. The very good one.
I was having a really bad day once, and I bought a pack, and then I hit like 15 tokens, or LC. I bought a pack, and I got 3 rares out of it.
Oh,
None
that's
of them
nice.
were
Nice.
what I needed, but I was like, this feels good. I'm not gonna try to get the rare that I need, because I know I'm just gonna destroy them and get nothing out of them. But I'm gonna finish this on a good note. But yeah, the game is asking for I mean, also, look how many Koreans are actually willing to put the time in to this game. If you look outside the top 32, which are like the hardcore Koreans, you see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. That's it. This month.
Yes.
Yeah.
No, last month I mean.
Very
7
low.
Koreans. That means that all of them quit. Outside of the top 10 Koreans, everyone quit.
There's
Well,
been,
of course.
like, someone was on the forums earlier saying quite a lot of Koreans quit because of the server merge.
Yes, they quit because they had very good price support before they merged it with the other people.
hmm
Yep. And I mean, they're burning out. Yeah, the Germans are taking over the Korean spot where they're grinding a lot right now, and you know, they're willing to put the time and effort into making the top 32 and whatnot, but they're not gonna keep it up for long.
Okay.
2
as well.
months and they're gonna be gone. Like, the thing, like, I understand providing incentive for people to spend money on the game, but you need to provide the incentive for people to actually play the game too. Right now, that's a problem. Outside of the actual enjoyment of playing a game of Carte, there is no reason to play this game.
Yes,
Yeah.
when you play that with basic and a friend, you don't really need to get the best regs out there.
Yeah, and the thing is, tournaments, like, they're not a fun place to play Carte, because everyone playing in them is pissed off and sick and tired of them.
Yes, and they don't say anything.
Yeah,
I really need somebody who talks.
what do you call it? Quick match or quick join. It's
that's
all what they call LCLP grinders. So you're
Yeah.
talking of like 10 turn like losses every game,
Yes,
one
if
way
I
or
want
the
to
other.
get that, I'm
Even
going
if they
to-
don't officially announce it, they're all playing Red Rush, and I mean that's when the game is over, win or lose.
Yep.
So
Yeah, I mean, at the moment, I find that I have the most enjoyment either. I really enjoyed doing Riddery's basic only tournament. That was really good because, you know, one, you didn't have to worry about overpowered cards. Two, you were playing people you could have a conversation with. And three, it was a tournament where you knew if you did well, there was a guaranteed prize at the end of it.
yeah,
Well,
But aside from that, I've also enjoyed, like, just, you know, playing crewmates and, like, just having a
Yeah.
chat during a normal duel. But tournaments, quick duels, raids, can't be asked. What's the point?
yeah, I've never gotten into raids, like, but yeah, at the end of the day, you spend the time on it. Like, tournament feels like a chore, like, that's the problem. Everything in this game feels like a chore. I mean, in an MMO, you spend like a month grinding, you at least get something out of it. And most people quit because they're too much work.
Well, yeah, I mean, if you compare it to, like, you know, an MMO, you know, where you've got a warrior or a mage or whatever, one of them, you know, you do your grinding, but then you get your end game and you have your PvP and you have your battles and you have your crew battles and, you know, there's loads of fun. Here,
Yeah,
you do your grind
and
and you don't
you-
get anything.
yeah, the
You get the end
grind,
game, there's
the
even less
end-
rewards.
the end
and
game is the grind. Like,
Yeah.
you start off, you know, you're getting all these tokens, you're doing bot battles, everything is fine and dandy. And then the end game is a grind. That's all of the end game content. And adding more raids is not gonna solve that.
well,
you-
actually, the two single raids were quite refreshing. I liked them a lot. It's not something I would do every day, but it was something new to do aside the grinding
But
tournament.
it's kind of like putting a bandage over an infected wound. It
Yes.
might stop the bleeding for a bit, but it doesn't solve
It
the
stopped it for a few days,
that
but
you,
when they got
you're
old, then
infected.
I think I'd go a step further and liken it to bandages with like pictures of trains on. It's not going to do anything. It looks pretty, but then eventually all the blood's going to go over and it's just going to be crap.
Yeah. What do you call it? Because the thing about this, it's a PvP game. Even raids, while they provide much better rewards than PvP, which is ridiculously backwards to begin with.
Well, not exactly. They should provide equally good rewards, but different. Because
Yeah. The half rewards for not having a noob with you is a bit stupid.
that's ridiculous.
But I'm just saying, like, raids, you can at least get materials to build cards.
Yes, but it is so lucky.
If you're lucky.
If you're lucky.
So lucky.
Well, with duels, you can't even get lucky.
Well, you do get LC for duels and you don't get LC for raids.
Well, 3 LC a day for 15 duels is...
But it's quite a decent chance to get one reg for those. Whereas in a raid, I farmed 1 week or 2 weeks and I got only 1 CE and 1 rare materials. So.
Yeah.
But if you think, that's more than we ever got from just doing duels. And I mean, granted, it was during the raid event, but the other thing that sort of you kind of forget about raids is they also give you 1,000 LP, which, whilst useless, I suppose if you are looking to upgrade heroes, is good. But they also pay out more coin. They pay out 200 coin for every time you win. And if you're doing a quick raid, like you're doing Argos or you're doing Dandelion, I know you can finish it in 10 minutes. That's 200 coin for 10 minutes. That's more than you're going to get from doing. I suppose it's about the same as you're going to get from doing 3 duels, but it will probably be more fun and you won't have to red rush.
Yes, but the problem is when you're starting to grind raids, they're not going to be fun anymore. You might as well go and grind 2-minute losses in LP and LC farm.
Yeah.
True. I mean, by the end of raid week, I agree that you and I were pretty tired of doing the Dandelion raid. But
well, yes, but I did it for the materials, not for the gold and the silver.
Yeah, I mean, the coin was a nice aside, but I think, that raid week, granted we were sick and tired of raiding by the end of it, it was something different at least to take away from having to just spam tournaments.
Yeah, but here's the thing. With raids, it's supposed to be something to distract you from the duels. It's not, like, it shouldn't be the end game, so to speak, of the goal. It shouldn't be your final goal to, like, level up and raid.
It's not exactly a final goal because all the raids except the second one and the last one are doable with basic cards. So it can't be the end game.
Yeah, but
and even for
you
you need 2 cards, 2 rare cards, and that's it.
In a backwards kind of way, they have made it sort of the end game because you can't do raids when you're under mercenary because you'll gain too much experience and then you'll lose your, being less than mercenary benefit.
So it's a weird. Basically, they're so scared of accidentally giving players something to play for that they're making it pointless to play.
I think the reason why so many people stop playing is because the game is just unfinished. There should be way more to do in the late game. Just like there is no trading system, there is no replay system, there is no messaging system, there is no crew versus crew. There's so many things what could make this game improve so much.
Sure.
Yeah, there's no 2v2,
And it's just not there.
Well, here's the thing, like, all that stuff is important, especially trading and stuff. It's very important. I'm not gonna say it's not, but
yeah,
at the
there could
end
be
of the
avatars and titles and card sleeves and so much more could make you more playing, and
yeah,
it's just not there.
sure, but you also need to provide a reason for people to play. Crew tournaments are gonna be fun for maybe 1 or 2 times, and then you realize that they pay out 2 LC for winning, and only 3 crews actually are actually competitive in it, and people are gonna stop playing them again, and those 3 crews are gonna get bored of it pretty quickly.
To be flawless all day long.
It's not gonna be flawless because most of our best players are not playing anymore actually. It's probably gonna be like since Japanese guild and the German guild. I don't think there's a Korean one that can put 5 people together anymore at their top level.
It's
Well, I think our
disappointing.
guild could put 5 people together that are top level.
Like, I'm not saying Flawless couldn't put, 5 people together. I'm saying that we probably couldn't put 5 top level players together, realistically speaking, who would log in at the same time. And
Yes, true enough.
Unfortunate byproduct of burnout.
yeah,
Yes, all the good players are gone because they tried to be top 32 2 months in a row, and now they're just fed up with the game because it doesn't pay out enough for the effort.
yep.
And
They don't get much, just me. Like this month, I don't know if you know it. I finished up like top 15 or something, like the first month. Then I played the tournament. And I lost in the first round, but actually I won. But then I lost because of time, because this rare noob started to waste time at the end when he saw he's losing.
Yep,
yes,
mercy
yes, yes,
decks.
I hate those people.
And I hate him so much, but that's not the case. It's just I played a whole month just to lose them and get 30 LC. That's nothing. That's just waste of time. And now I'm like, why should I play this month?
Yeah.
I just don't. I won't play many tournaments. Just 1 or 2 every day.
Yeah.
If I have time.
I mean,
Yeah, I agree completely.
Sunday night Carte, if Germans would, or the Europeans, I guess, it's not, here's the thing, people blame the German GMs, but I think it's just the European company policy more than anything, because they're different companies, you have to remember that. I'm guessing the NA one is giving Rico a lot more freedom to grow the game and invest in its future, while the European is just trying to milk it before it dies.
Well, I think that some of it does come down to the GMs, because I know that Rico fights quite hard to get us to have things. He won't just roll. If his bosses say to him, "No, you can't have it," he's not just going to roll over and say, "Okay,
but
we can't."
it depends.
He'll say, "Well, all our players need this, all our players need that." And if the German GMs or the European GMs aren't doing the same thing, then of course their bosses are going to say, "Well, if nobody's pushing for it, if they don't fight hard enough for it, then there's no need for us to give it to them."
I'm not taking anything away from Rico because he's probably the only reason anyone is still playing this game from the NA server. Let's be honest here. But like, working in different companies, you don't always have the options that you do. So I don't want to blame the German GMs just yet. Like, it's kind of like, well, it might not all be on the GMs, it might be just the company that therefore
screw-ups is definitely not the company's fault because somebody screwed up.
Yes, but the German GMs, they don't know the times. They get them from the Koreans, and then their company translates it for them. I mean, the German GMs, they don't speak Korean. So it's like, I mean, it happened with Rigo too, where he got sent a message that ended up being wrong because someone translated it wrong somewhere down the line.
This is something I really don't understand. Why don't the Koreans send it in English? Everyone in the world should know at least a basic English. Why do they send it in Korean to 3 different countries and then they try to translate that into their language instead of sending it in English? Because I'm pretty sure even the Koreans should have at least one capable guy that can translate from Korean to English.
Because it's extra work for them.
Well, they should put in the extra work to eliminate these misunderstandings.
Well, here's the thing, you have to remember, they're all companies. Like, I've worked in a company before, right, where I was doing, like, as an office assistant, and getting someone to lift a finger, even if it saves you hours of work, it's almost impossible from a different company, I mean. Like, I had to, like, beg and plead with people just to get anything done, because they don't care about the outcome.
It's interesting. In Romania,
That's just sad.
They're not People have to remember, this is not like League of Legends where the game campus lives and dies by this game. At the end of the day, they want to get a reasonable return on it and then move on. That seems the European plan. It's a shame, but
It's a very bad plan for a very good game, because the
yeah,
game itself is absolutely astounding.
it is.
It's a real shame it's marketed horribly.
Like, it feels like they're marketing it as another one of the like hundreds of Korean MMORPGs that come and go like every year.
Yeah, but
But
it's not. It's something different and new and actually good.
yeah, the thing is they actually have something that fills a niche that does something no other game does. Like, they could turn this into League of Legends easily if they put the time and effort into actually making it work. I mean, they already have the global community. The thing about Magic is that they have an opportunity. Magic sucks online. Magic Online sucks. Like, it has so many problems. The reason people play it is because there are no other options currently.
No, I think Magic Online is pretty good.
Well, maybe it got better since I stopped it, but
Yes, it's pretty good, but it's pay only. You can't play
Yeah,
it.
right.
yeah, and
That's
free to play has a big appeal, as League of Legends has shown. Now, League of Legends did a lot of other things right, but free to play will get people to try this compared to like Magic.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then a game should be finished too, not in a beta status.
Well,
Oh, yes. It does look like it's in a beta, honestly.
it does feel like it's in beta, but I would be able to work with that even if they respect the players, because it feels like, sure, it's a beta and I'm willing to wait for some features that I think are absolutely necessary for this game to truly survive in the long term, but until those features come out, give us something, you know.
Yep.
Just quadruple all the rewards.
Well, they had that. They mentioned that there was going to be an event where we'd get like double or triple rewards from normal jewels.
Then
it got cancelled.
There is a funny event in the German forums when the admins start the game, and it's called like a bounty hunter game.
Yeah.
So the name is Bounty Hunter, and if you are able to join with the password coins and you win against the admin, you get 2k silver coins.
It's so bad.
I mean, that's like 20 cents or something. That's nothing. That's really... They want us to sit in front of our computer, watch the chat rooms. If the game goes up, it could be any time of the day, just 1 or 2 times every day. And if it goes up, you need to join very fast, because many people want to join. I don't know why at all. And
because it's better than the alternatives.
Better than nothing, yeah. One thing I would say is, while we're talking about events, there is one event that like Riddery is now started for the community helpers. It's similar to that. It's on our general forums now, and it's called Beat the Community Helpers, which is me, WSCP, Riddery, and Yajin when he next logs in. And essentially, if you beat us, and then there are various records that you can obtain from beating us: fastest win, slowest win, most HP, least HP, most creatures on your side, highest AP creature/hero for the finishing blow, and least cards in your deck. So that's 4 community helpers with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 records. So that's 28 possible records to hold, and anybody holding a record at the end of the month gets 600 CC. So, I mean, that's better than nothing. And we're community helpers, so we're more online than the GMs. But my point is that it shouldn't be the community helpers and people like yourself arranging Sunday night cart and people arranging their own tournaments.
Well, no.
And then getting the GMs to help give money. This is their job. They should be thinking of these things, not us.
Here's the thing. I have no problem with player-run events as long as they're run properly, because reality is GMs have a lot of other things to do. Like, I know people think that GM is just about managing in-game, but there is a lot of background stuff that goes on that people don't realize. And GM run events take a lot more prep. For example, we threw Sunday Night Carte together 3 days in advance, and we pulled it off. It literally came down like 2 days in advance. I got a response from Rico that he was willing to support the prize. But as long as they provide the prize support, I understand they don't want everyone creating random events just to milk prizes, but if you can show that you're putting the time and effort into a good event, they should provide you with the prize support for it.
I agree with that, but my issue is not that we shouldn't have community-run events, because obviously we should. It makes us a nice community. My point is that currently there's only community-run events. I mean, aside from community-run events and trying to farm for the top 32, I don't see what else there is to do.
Not in the Germans. Also, we get another official tournament tomorrow. I just spoke with the admin before, and the last tournament was like 3 or 4 weeks ago. It was a big developer tournament, and the winner got like 2k CC, and the second prize 2, and the third prize got about 500 CC. And the fun thing was, the winner of the tournament was allowed to play against the developer of Korea. So I don't know how it is in the US, but Germans get sometimes pretty good events.
We didn't get that, and
Yeah.
we weren't allowed there either, which is pretty annoying.
Here's the problem. The thing about you is you guys have 2 German GMs, I'm guessing 2 French and 2 Spanish GMs. We really have Rico, and he has 1 guy helping him who is not even fully dedicated to Carte. That's it. That's the whole like GM support for the whole of the NA server. So he simply doesn't have the time to fully organize tournaments, but he is willing to help in the sense that he was willing to provide some pretty serious prize support for the player run events, and the German GMs just shut it down, unfortunately.
I just don't know why don't they work together. We Germans wouldn't care if the news are in English or in German, and they are pretty bad in posting news. So
They don't work together because if Rico starts giving out better prizes, they're going to look bad. People will try to go over to Rico's side, they will lose players, they will lose money. That's the whole problem.
But that's the thing. If they, like right now, if we didn't if we decided to ditch the Germans for the Sunday Night Carte, the prize pool would instantly quadruple, just like that. And German players would lose out and then become pissed off. But we're not gonna do that because it's basically has a lot of its own problems. But
first of all, it's a German tournament, by the way.
Yeah, I'm just saying, like, if you...
Yeah, but if you ditch the Germans were like, I don't know, like 50 people playing it, and US were 8 people?
Well, that's... there were 8 US people, but how many were Europeans playing from US client? There were only about 20 actual Germans in the tournament.
Yeah, but if you look at the check-in paper, there were really only like 8 people or something who clicked they use the US client.
Well, I clicked the German client because when I clicked it, it wasn't already on the US.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I presume I'm not the only one who speaks German around here.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, I'm not saying we're gonna drop the Germans or gonna take Sunday Night Carte from you. Like, for example, if another player organizes a tournament tomorrow, he's gonna have, that's only for the NA players, he's gonna have a massive prize support compared to what Sunday Night Carte can get.
Yeah.
And that's gonna piss off German players. German players are not gonna get pissed off that there is a good player run event, because it's already been run twice, never any problems. Basically we've shown them that we can run a proper tournament. People are not gonna be pissed off if it gets actual prize support.
They're going to get pissed off because they can't participate because their GMs don't allow it. That's the problem.
Yeah.
And they really should stop trying to force people to pay money because nobody will invest in a game that doesn't have actual gameplay. That's the
Yeah.
problem. When you buy a game in the store, you pay $20 to $60 and you actually have gameplay. This, you pay a lot of money for cards and you have said cards. You get to look at them, they're pretty and all. You get to play with them, but you could play with the free cards as well if you don't plan to go on winning something. And there's nothing to win, basically. That's the problem.
I agree entirely that I think at this point we're just starting to talk in circles. And we're kind of like, we went from the burnout topic to like price support complaints and all that stuff, but at the end of the day, I think that it's all related. People are burning out because they're playing a lot and for no reward. Like, I'm not talking about bad rewards, I'm talking compared to the prizes that you get just for 1 month of grinding, the winning the tournament is nothing. Like, the prize reward for actually placing in the top 100 or something is minuscule. Even when we got the 1000cc, that's $10 for 1 month of pretty hardcore playing, since people look, oh, top 100 is not too hard. Well, no, but you're still looking at 2-3 tournaments a day, on average.
Yep.
So that's quite a time investment.
Like, if people wanted $10, there are easier ways to make $10. $10 themselves are not the point of doing this. And they don't provide any kind of motivation, realistically speaking, because everyone in the top 100 probably spent more than $10 on this game. I'm guessing.
Yes. Well, most likely. Yeah, presumably didn't spend anything, but I presume he did
Yeah.
free CC as well.
Which is, for games card, I don't think it makes a difference. But like, on average, I'm guessing it's probably like closer to $30 per each person in top 100 that's been spent. And the least thing they can do is give everyone like, you know, $20 or something back. Because that, see, here's the thing. Imagine they announce that top 32 gets $50 for winning, and top 100 gets $20. What's gonna happen next month?
Everyone will going to play.
Everyone's gonna play. Everyone's gonna spend money to make sure that to get that like absolutely optimal deck build that helps them get that extra like win percentage to get into the top 32.
And everyone's going to farm lots of tournaments per day.
Yeah.
Well, presumably they're going to fix yellow until they would do that.
But
so,
I'm
well,
saying,
if they don't have yellow, then it'll just be the same as it is now, to be fair.
yeah.
Or the same as it was last month.
well, another thing that I'm seeing, I'm looking at the top 100 and tournament info. Last month, I played about 10 tournaments while doing raids, and that was about a week. And I was on rank 1000. Now, with only 4 wins, so that's about 2 tournaments, I am at place 867 with only 4 wins and 14 points.
Yeah.
I'm not exactly sure how much is that, but 2 or 3.
Yeah, I have 20 wins this month, and I have 60 points, and I'm at the 192nd spot.
So yeah, that's much easier to get around than last month. So it shows even the casual players have left the game, not only the top 32. Or
and if you look at the bottom, like say 30, which is the casual competitive, let's put it that way, they're all new players. I mean, most of them are. I'm looking at the bottom 30, and I see what? Cecile DK, I see Median, and I see Nuri 1, 2, 3. And that's about it.
Really? Because I see Pharaoh, Cecil, Relion, Ghoul, Median.
That's
Uh,
well, it
look at
said median, Cecil. Okay, I missed Ghoul.
126.
Nuri is here too, but I don't.
There's
I,
about 6 or 7, but yeah, I do see your point. It's
There are a lot
it's
of
even
mistakes, and that's all. And everyone is low level basically. Just look at it. So few ones compared to so many shields and lower.
yeah.
Yep.
Well, I'm a shield and lore, and I've been playing for a while, but yeah,
true, but you suck. So
Well, you didn't
yeah.
play
Thank you.
That's the problem.
but I think as well, it's I think rank is it's like depending on how many there are above you as opposed to an actual set amount of experience.
Yes, it's about
Which
how
probably
much
explains why.
people above you played. That's the point. So the
Yeah,
people
which
who are still here are the people who played little. That's the point.
yeah, because I know like you've like Deathron, you've played a lot and you win a lot, but you're still a shield because there's so many farmers that are just farming to wand, basically.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I don't do raids, and the first months I spent my LP before it converted. If I didn't spend it, I would have been like 100k XP ahead, and that would have been enough to actually put me in a wand.
Well, I got a lot of points for LP as
But
well.
like, I don't care about my rank, so that's
Yeah, I mean that's the other thing. It does absolutely nothing other than give you less experience to be a higher rank,
yeah,
which in itself is stupid.
yeah,
Less experience isn't so bad. It gives you less cap if they didn't change it yet.
so yeah. At the end of the day, it's still gonna, like, the rewards are just nowhere near enough for what people have to put in. And I mean, every month you have new people coming in, they're like, oh, this game is amazing, I'm gonna try really hard to be the best, and then they get to that point and they go, what was I doing the whole month?
Yep, just not worth it.
And it happens. I mean, while the game is new, you're gonna get through a number of cycle of people, but eventually the word is gonna spread that this game sucks. So even if they fix it like 3 months down the line, there are a lot of people that are never getting back.
Yeah, that's a good point.
It's actually sad because the game mechanics, as said before, are exceptional.
Yeah, it's the best like card game outside of Magic, outside of the like premium card games that are like, you know, with actual physical cards. It's the best online card game, bar none.
Basically, the only good online card game.
Yeah, which is not saying much, but it's actually a good one.
Yeah, I mean, a few years ago, I used to play a game called Jules.com, and that was it was a card game sort of based as well on skill and leveling up. But it had RPG and WoW elements in it, but it was primarily a skill-based card game. And that was really, really popular and really good for a year or two. And then the support just dwindled. It dwindled to the levels that Carte has now, in that there was just kind of nothing really going on and nothing for people to do, and it just stopped making money. And then eventually Zynga took it over and sold it, or some nonsense. Zynga is stupid. I don't like Zynga.
No, no one does. That's where good games go to die.
Exactly.
Why do they even buy them if they want to sell them?
They bought it because the same company also had a baseball game, and they wanted to focus on the baseball game.
Well, basically, what I'm saying is that trading card games are by nature competitive. There is no, like, the majority of the players are gonna be competitive to an extent. And if you don't provide any kind of competitive support to a card game, you're just, no matter how good it is, people are gonna get really bored really quickly. I mean, think of deck evolutions. The first months we played, every like third day, the metagame completely changed. Someone else broke it, like completely, as people were figuring out the game. Then second months, things were changing once a week, because a lot of the good players that really understood the game really deeply left. And until, like, towards the end of the month, the metagame started to be varied again, but people were basically, for a lot of the months, people were defaulting to the same deck for like identical deck without any changes for weeks at a time. And here it's the same. It feels like we're playing in the same metagame as we were like for the last months. Like, there are no real innovations going on in deck building. There are no new decks being designed, and it's not because there are no new decks available. It's because the people, it rewards different. It doesn't reward the like good players. It rewards the people who play a lot, and those are not going to be the people who put a lot of time and effort into actually designing good decks.
I think
That's not the
furthermore on that point, not only does it not reward them, it doesn't really allow for it. I mean, if you want to be experimenting with deck, I have a few deck ideas in mind,
yeah.
but there's two reasons why I can't do it. One, I can't get the cards because there's no way I'm getting any rewards to get the cards. And two, additional deck slots are stupidly expensive.
Yeah,
Like if I want to make a sixth deck, because I have, like, say, 2 for raiding, and then 2 for tournaments and 1 for farming. Or did someone fall over?
I hope not. Is everyone alive? Do I need to call 911?
No.
Okay, good.
Right, but yeah, say you've got 5 decks, you've got maybe 1 basic only, 2 for tournaments, 1 for raiding, 1 for quick duels. Then you want to make a 6th deck to test things out. Then you have to spend, so look, how much is it? 900?
Yeah.
Is it 900 CC?
Well, I don't think a lot of people actually have 5 decks realistically. So I don't think that's the main thing holding people back. I think what's holding people back is the fact that the people who...
They don't have cards. People just don't have cards.
So first of all, people basically get one deck as they're leveling up if they're very smart about it, and they can't afford to make another deck for most players. There are some players who put a lot of money into this game, but those people get bored of it so quickly because they're like, well, I can build any deck I want, but I'm gonna be playing against 257 rounds of Mercy this month, and 3 rounds of Green.
Yes,
and like, what's the point of developing a new deck if I know exactly what I'm gonna be facing on? Like, I've been playing the same deck since the start of the thing, right? I've started working on a green one, and I just don't have the funds to finish it off, unfortunately. But even my deck, I kept on constantly changing it. Like, every week I would slightly change it. If I compare it to the deck I started off with, it's completely different now. And some cards I go back and forth, some cards I completely change. And it's slowly evolving, and I mean, I think I have one of the more unique competitive decks. Like, I don't play the standard, like, black control of Necromancy or Summon Evil. But that's not really the point. The point is that if other people were like tuning their own decks, or like trying to figure out like good decks rather than just... Because the fact that you get all your cards before you know how to play really discourages innovation, because as a new player you're not gonna be like going out on a limb and risking destroying your account for a deck that you're not even sure is gonna work.
That's very true. I remember when I started, even with the 15k bonus, which I think we all got regardless of being in beta.
Yeah, it stopped recently.
I got
people are
I got
now.
to sort of rank. I did like a few matches, and then I was facing Koreans, so I was getting loads of experience regardless of whether I won or lost.
Yeah, that was my problem too.
And I got to Wooden Sword 4, and I thought, I don't really know what my end game deck is going to be. And then I sort of spent a day or so just reading on the forums, and I thought, well, I quite like the look of blue. It seems similar to what I used to do in Magic, and it seems mildly different to what everybody's doing, and I have an idea that I can put a twist on it, and I put in some angels, months before the Japanese thought of it, because, that's how I roll. But yeah, I got to rank 4 before I thought, well, I'm seriously going to need to think about what I want to do with this deck, with this account, because there's no way I'm going to be able to get 2 decks. I'm going to have to just have 1 deck, and that's pretty much the way it stayed.
Yeah.
It's not good.
Well, the thing is, like, if you played a reasonable amount of time after that, your deck would constantly evolve, and as your deck evolves, it would hopefully evolve to a different spot than someone else who started with the same deck. But the problem
I mean, yeah. I mean, I would say the four of us, all of our decks have evolved from when we first thought I'm going to go black or I'm going to go blue.
Well,
But my
for
point is
me,
that aside from what Thanos' green deck, I don't think any of us have an extremely competitive second deck.
No.
Actually,
I've
I
got a
got
Mercy
that
deck, but it's
out
just
of a
gay.
thing.
So
well, I don't know. I've like on when I'm trying, I have a very reasonable win rate against all the top like competitive decks with my deck. I don't know how much of it is just that
Yes,
people
but
don't
not for
care about
second.
winning anymore realistically in tournaments.
no, I agree in that. But I mean, do you have a second deck other than
That's
your
the
black
problem.
deck that you would
You
be able
can't
to
second one.
competitively use in tournaments?
Well, I've put a lot of money into this game, so let's just get that out of the way. I've actually put way more money than I should have into this game. So I basically have a green deck that's like literally 2 or 3 rare short of being reasonable, where I would consider taking it into tournament. Like it's not tuned yet, obviously. It will take some tuning, but it's like 2 or 3 key cards away from being in a spot where I would feel comfortable taking it in a tournament if I wanted to win.
All right, fair enough. But I mean, my point is, you've obviously put money into that, as you say. I myself haven't only done what about $20 worth of free CC, which I've used to tune my blue deck. And aside from that, I think I got a couple of CE mats from Raid Awards, and I managed to get some Crusading Knights whilst doing exchange when I was trying to get some blue stuff. And
Yeah,
I just threw together. I've thrown together it is a really bad Mercy deck, but it
yeah,
doesn't matter because it wins because it's a Mercy deck. It doesn't have Blow of Judgment, still wins. It doesn't have
Aaron's conflict.
yeah, it doesn't have that, still wins. It's
Yeah.
literally only got 3
Well,
Mercies, 2 Knights, 4 Paladins, and like a couple
yeah,
of 6 jobs, but not even the good ones.
yeah. Well, my black deck, I mean, it's not even like fully finished. I'm missing. Well, the key card I'm really missing is I really wanna try the Zombie Lord or whatever he's called, and the Succubus of Frostwamp. I'm not sure how many of each I would be playing, but I want to at least try them in the deck, kind of thing. But they're rares, and I can't justify building them because I'm not sure if I'm even gonna play them.
Yeah, and the cost of acquiring cards is stupidly hard.
Yeah. And in response to Sunny's message, Succubus is not only good in Ghost decks, it has a lot of advantages as a 3/3/4 drop.
Well,
Tread as
Necromancer
well.
is hands down better than that. That's the problem.
Well, sure, but in addition to Necromancer, because the 3/4 drop slot, like, I'm not happy with it in my deck. I've actually added the new common zombies, the 3/2s, and they've been like really pulling their weight instead of the 2/3s I used to play. But that's that's another topic.
You could always splash.
Hmm?
You could always. I mean, you run second heads, so you gain life. You could always splash something, good.
Can't.
Well, you could splash the angel, the 3/2 honor angel that heals you 1 from Aspire.
No. Like, it's...
That's
my
only really
deck
good in red.
is...
It's basically what Succubus does, but better.
Well,
Well, no, because the Succubus has 3 health.
yeah.
And 3 health that early is difficult.
Yes, but this one has honor, not Doom 1 or the red or whatever that is.
Dread 2. Well,
The 2 actually, yes.
yeah. The thing is, the biggest problem with splashing in black is that I play Mind's Desire, and it leaves me with a very, very limited number of splash cards. And once I splash a couple of dual castings and a couple of hiding fires, I found I couldn't afford to splash anymore. But I mean, we're getting really off topic here. Not that this had a really important topic. I think it's kind of like just an excuse for us to vent about what's wrong with this game.
Yep.
And I think we're gonna wrap it up here because unless someone has something really really amazing to add, and like some insight that no one thought of?
Well, my amazing addition would be more money to the people.
The communists have spoken.
We are not Soviets anymore. But yes, it's a good idea. Give us more money to buy more cards and enjoy the game better.
Yeah, give us a reason to play the game other than playing the game.
Yes.
Because here's the
That's a more socially, a more democratic way of putting it.
yeah.
More stuff, please.
Okay. So thanks everyone who actually listened to this. I don't know what it is.
Yeah,
Discussion.
thanks, Yajin.
Yeah. And what's who is the guy who always listens to the audio? I forget.
Yajin in his car on the way to work.
Yeah. So this is for you because I don't think anyone else is gonna bother listening. But if you did, I hope, like, it is a very painful topic for a lot of the top players. I know we've kind of been making light of it, but at the end of the day, if something is not done, you're gonna lose all the players that have the potential of making this game good.
Yeah.
And you're gonna just keep the people who are playing Red Rush 24/7 because that gives them the fastest end game, and they don't care if they win lose as long as they get to turn 10 and the game is over.
Which they'll then use the LC to buy packs, which they can use to get rares to help build their Mercy decks.
Yeah. Okay, and anyone still listening, also there's gonna be a Sunday night card this weekend. Unfortunately, the prize support is only gonna be 1k for first place, 500 for second. But the good thing is it's gonna be pauper, which basically means no rares and commons, only LP
no
shop
party.
and commons. And for more rules and information, check out the English or the German forums. Thanks for listening and have a good time.